Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to RimWorld Survival, episode 32. A quick recap of the vote. So, last episode I asked all of you to vote, and about 170 of you did. And the top 3 things that were voted for are as follows. Moving my power grid to the protected area that the geothermal vent created was number 1. The uranium statue in a shrine room was number 2, and honeypotting the infestation so that we bait it to be further from the base was number 3. I have left the Ancient Danger for honestly far too long, and I apologize for that. I'm not sure why I was working so hard on this very nice looking tunnel without having prioritized the Ancient Danger, so I'm going to get to that right away. And of course, we now have beautiful plasteel, which will, between that and the gold we have, will enable the advanced components manufacturing, which is very, very cool. So some tips, or some things I added actually to this series. So I added 3 mods. None of these are game-changing. The first mod is Quest Tab, here, which just labels all the quests really nicely. So that you can see them. The next mod I added is the level up mod. So when pawns level up their abilities, I get alerted. That was in the Twitch series, but I've decided to add it here. Rick Stevens was the one that said I should add Quest Tab, and Super Guy was the one that said I should add the level up mod. And then I also added the show hair with hats, so that you can sort of see people's hair through their hats. That is a mod that I had used in the Twitch series. It doesn't really work for Stormy here. Stormy has a mohawk and is sort of poking through in a weird way. I wonder if I could fix that. Show hair. Show hats only when drafted, maybe? Yeah. Okay, so I can see the hats at top. And now I can see their hair normally. I don't know. Maybe that works better. Maybe I need to get rid of this mod. I'll have to think about it. Because mohawks poking through kind of looks a little weird. Maybe. I don't know. Alright, so now aggro is cancer-free and has no radiation buildup. I'm going to have aggro trying to make a lot of progress on this Ancient Danger zone. One of the problems I have with the Ancient Danger here is that I don't exactly have decent weapons to defend myself against said Ancient Danger. I also have some other tips to go over. So Jacob Scott mentioned that Bionic legs would be a very powerful tool to use in this. Yes, I absolutely agree. Now that I have the means to make advanced components, that will be one of the first things that I work towards. Let's see, some other tips. Chaz and Marion and others mentioned that my food requirements are all screwed up. Sometimes I fat finger these things, so NPM and simple meals, as you can see, wow, they are really messed up. Simple and NPM, there we go. Let's select anything, which is anything but raw and corpses. Fine meals, which is fine and simple. Fine and simple meals, and then straight up simple meals is correct. Okay, so now they're all nice. They're all set to NPM and simple. So those food assignments are correct, and that about sums up the tips I had. So the first thing I need to do is to find an obtainable uranium source. Because I have now 2 quests that involve uranium. 2 goals, I should say, that involve uranium. I've got one, which is to build 3 uranium turrets for protection. And I've got another, which is to make the uranium statue to worship the god of uranium in a shrine room. Both of these obviously require uranium, and I don't have a safe source of uranium near or in my base yet. Alright, so Mr. Aggro here, I think what I'm going to do is turn off this bench entirely, and he should be pretty happy. He just got married. So what I'm going to do instead is have him consume a little meal. There's a moderate psychic drone, and as you can see, it has almost no effect, or literally no effect on his mood. So I'm going to send him to start mining And I'm going to add a temp area here. And once he's in it, I'm going to assign him to the temp area and have him mine up a little bit of a storm. Jane's... How's Jane's health? Jane's, you are going to do the same thing. Oh, but yes, you're not going to go the long way. You're going to go the short way. All right, so let's see. Jane's and aggro set to temp. They can have a nice friendly chat with one another. We are mining out, as a quick reminder, we are mining out room for traps and defenses against the Ancient Danger here, which is what we're doing. So there is the level up mod if you're unaware of what it looks like. It just informs you when someone levels up. It's quite nice, and sort of how to explain this? Sort of what I look for in terms of mods is mods that add a little bit of extra UI to the game, but don't fundamentally change gameplay. So these little level up mods, obviously that doesn't fundamentally change gameplay. Oh, there is a hole in the ceiling here. Let's go ahead and remove temp from that. So it won't stand there. So the hair through hats obviously doesn't change the way the gameplay is played. And show draftees weapons. All these recent mods I've been adding fundamentally don't change gameplay in really any way. Which is why I use them. Okay, so let's set them back to limited radiation. And they ought to start hauling the chunks. In fact, I'm going to order them to haul chunks. Interesting. I'm surprised that there's a hole in the mountain roof. So the next thing I want to do is to start to make traps. I have a whole lot of traps that I've been sort of laying out around the base in storage shelves and whatnot. As you can see, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 in the storage. These are going to be used to neutralize whatever sort of dangers are in the Ancient Danger. Jane's is... yeah, I kept him out there a little bit too long. Another thing. Dishter, or however you pronounce it, is getting a new name. Acid. After one of my patrons, he wanted it named after him. And that is a right that all patrons have. Providing... oh, hide-in room. Well, at least hide-in room is a far less dangerous... negative mental break than wandering around or something like that. Okay, aggro's on the wrong side of that radiation there. That's unhealthy, but what can you do? So we wanted to put this as marble walls so that they're A, repairable, and B, we can put the cabling in them. Cefalu. Let's get you to build them back. Jane's with his catharsis should offset the psychic drone. I think what's funny is the psychic drone like faded pretty much the moment he went AWOL. So I thought that was pretty funny. So another thing I'm going to do here with aggro is to keep this steel here and not move it elsewhere. We're going to make traps out of it, so there's no need to haul it back to the base, only to haul it back again. Cefalu, I want you working on the marble walls, even if you're outside a moment. And another thing I could start to do, especially when the radiation of all my constructors are low, is to move my power grid. It was a goal of mine to move the power grid to this safe area, and that's going to be a pretty easy goal to achieve, I think. I hope. Okay, Acid is probably needing a rest from this task. Maybe I'll push him a little. He's sort of starving. Oh no, he's not starving. Stormy just got inspiration for surgery. There we go. That is all of the slag that I had. Alright, aggro, taking a look. You are mining the granite up there. So instead of mining the granite, let's see, what are people working on? I'm going to rally a bunch to work. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is have a bunch of my guys, yes, the show through the hair isn't working for me. I want to get the Ancient Dangers stuff moved out. Is this outside? Is this indoors or outdoors? I can never tell. I want to drop my guns here. Maybe not the safest thing to do, but I also need proper melee weapons. Haven't gotten that yet. Okay, so you three, I'm going to queue you up to properly move through the tunnels. What I'm doing here is trying to caravan a bunch of those chunks so that I can make more progress on the Ancient Danger faster. Kazumi, if you're up, you will presumably join them. So let's queue you up. Actually, let's just have you drop your gun. Queue you up for the same path. When they're drafted like this, they don't adhere to pathing the same way. And Safalu, you can probably be set to no radiation pretty soon. Alright, going to world. Oop, and I hadn't rendered it first, so sorry about that. There's going to be a little wait. So I've had this Ancient Danger looming over me for like so many episodes now, and I keep saying that I'm going to do it, so I feel bad. Some people called me out in comments, and I'm actually going to get it done this episode, unless something extreme waylays me. Alright, so one chunk is the weight limit, and there's really no way to haul more than one. So what I'm going to do is, this will allow us to haul 2, I guess. So we can double up the amount of chunks. And then they should path back on the path. Yeah, I'm going to probably disable these the mod there. Having their hats keep changing is kind of weird. Show hair, I'll disable it later. Alright. So Kazumi and Safalu are now going to help with the hauling as well. All these guys are taking different routes. I don't like Tony's route, so I'm going to remove her from the caravan. Put a limited radiation zone here. Now, truth be told, I could just haul the chunks outside or something like that. But given that I want to use the radiation eventually, I might as well haul them to where they eventually need to be. Alright, so yes, I need this to be granite, and all these three need to adhere to their limited radiation zones. And there we go. They're all set. Kazumi, let's have you load. Kazumi, I don't think will haul, so she's only here to take one. Which is limitedly useful, but oh well. Security. While we're out here, Safalu, you can set up 2 traps with this steel. And check in their needs. I'm going to send them all back again, but I'm going to give them a chance to do a little eating. Alright, Tony. Yep, sometimes all this tedious micromanagement is required. Add to Caravan. It's too bad. Actually, you know what? We are not going to add aggro to Caravan. I'm not going to waste his work frenzy. I'm going to have him crank out advanced components. But Stormy, you're not off the hook. Okay, so this is enclosed. The weapons I dropped are not deteriorating in any way. Given the weight of the chunks, it doesn't really matter if I'm holding weapons or not. It's not going to allow me to carry 2 chunks ever. So I went ahead and grabbed their weapons again. Safalu, you are not done. Tony, Stormy's coming back. Where's Kazumi? Kazumi, what do you need? You are good. Did you drop? Yep, you dropped it. Add to Caravan and recruit. And hope that they take the right path. Alright. Oh, too heavy? What, you already... you are holding a chunk. I'm an idiot. Alright. Okay. And once they remove them, they should then path correctly. And they have. So Kazumi's heading back out there. Acid is up. Acid, I am going to get you some food. And then you are going to be hauling as well. And Acid needs a melee weapon. Alright, advanced components. We're working on normal components. As long as he's crafting something with his work frenzy, that's fine by me. Alright, so Stormy and Tony need to drop what they have. Yes, so I have 2 people in Caravan. Remove you. Oh, darn it. I did not mean for Acid to leave the map, and now he's going to get a totally unnecessary amount of radiation as a result. Go me. Some husky meat delivered to the outpost. Might as well be delivered to Mars. I'm not going to be able to get that. Put Acid on limited radiation. Despite the fact that I have some of these guys have radiation building up, I do want to get this done, so that is top priority. Checking. Stormy and Tony are both going to sleep. I'll let them sleep. And my Caravan is formally disbanded. Safalu, yeah, working on those walls is just fine. Alright, let's go ahead and re-Caravan again. So I screwed that up. And load and Nowhere to store it. We can fix that. No. Wish they would stay when caravanning on the path that they're required to be on, but they don't. Making sure you don't... Okay, she does not have a chunk on her currently. Alright, so Mr. Cefalu, you are going to grab some more as well. We're almost done. Have it almost excavated. We're running low on gold here. A flash storm, that doesn't bother me at all. And plasteel for that matter. What I really need to do is start turning the gold and plasteel into properly good weapons. That's another thing I need to do. So let's load and remove and haul. James is finally out of his little hidey hole. I think NPM's fine. He's going to have Catharsis as a mood boost. And this should be the last run that I do with any of them. Because I don't really need this one. I mean, I'll eventually haul it, but it's not in my way. Alright, so who doesn't have their weapon? Aggro doesn't? So let's go ahead and have Aggro pick up the bolt when he's done. So pretty soon we're going to have enough advanced components for some bionic legs. We've been running with prosthetics for a while, and of course they're not nearly as fast as bionics. It's like 90% or 125%. That choice is very clear. So if we remove him from Caravan, again, nowhere to store it. That's fine. I just keep expanding this zone here until there's somewhere to store it. And we're hauling it. Alright, so that is all excavated. I haven't really planned out how it's going to be laid out, but something like this, maybe. So we will have 6 traps here. That should be enough to take care of most of whatever's in there. So the next thing we need to do is lay out the granite for it. Then what we'll want is a granite door here and here. So it's not going to be 6 traps. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I could have a 6th trap there if I wanted. So something like that. Okay, so there's my granite, and we'll get that built. And also maybe a door there as well. It's a lot of doors. But it will allow me to poke in and aggro. I learned my lesson from the last time I popped an Ancient Danger, that if you're ill-prepared, you're gonna die. Another thing I want to do is stockpile. Wood. Critical that we have a stockpile of wood here. The reason for the wood is once we've killed whatever protects the Ancient Danger, we're going to want to lay down some wooden floors so that we can basically cook, heat stroke whoever's in the pods to prevent them from being hostile. Alright, so we almost have enough for the Bionic leg. This is the kicker here. Wow, you are still in a... Oh, your mood's supposed to be maxed out. As soon as James is conscious, he's going to be happy. When when pawns are sleeping, their moods don't change. When they wake up, they start moving. So, for instance, it's smarter to take drugs in the morning when they can affect your mood while you're conscious, or rather when you first wake up, than right before you go to sleep. Because if you go to sleep, all of the benefits of the drugs wear off while you're sleeping. I make this mistake often, where I tell my pawns to take, like, tea and smoke leaf, or, well, I almost never use smoke leaf and beer right before bed, but then, of course, the benefits wear off by the time they're awake again. So one of the questions I had for this community is, do I have enough rice generation or not? I wasn't exactly sure, because, so what I'll try to do is get a good head count on how much rice I'm producing versus how much rice I need. I was thinking maybe I'll have to add a new farm in. I'm not sure at all. I do have a lot of hops, and I don't have anyone making the wort. I think as soon as Kazumi has some downtime, that's what she'll be working on. So Janes is building the granite wall. Actually, I'd rather have him just haul granite. Acid, probably, oh yeah, definitely needs to be set to no radiation. He is, let's do a quick health check. He was at risk. She is somewhat at risk, so I'm going to put her no radiation. Cefalu is also at risk. Going to put him on no radiation. Keep them house arrest. I do... I need a lot of stone cutting. It is backing up a bit. And then all of this granite here can be repurposed to then isolate the cells, the prison cells, the cryo sleep cells that I construct. So I can repurpose that granite pretty much immediately. Alright, so we don't have enough for all of the walls here yet, but we will. And then another thing that's going to be important is that I arm the traps in proper order so that I don't step on them ever. Okay, so there we go. We have 4 advanced components. Now, I think what I need to do is a bionic leg. This is going to cost plasteel and advanced components. I don't have the plasteel at the moment, which means that your work frenzy should be now deep drilling. The only other issue with this deep drill is I do run the risk of an infestation popping up out of it, so I want to move a turret into the room. So if there is an infestation, at least there's a little bit of protection offered by said turret. And maybe I'll move... I want to move the turret so that if it does explode, it doesn't, like, take anything else out. So I kind of laid that out there. So we have dead power up top now. Alright, Stormy... Happy pawns. Transport crash on this cell. Now I'm supposed to be harvesting organs. She's a spacer. She's barely using her organs anyway. Alright. That was a task of mine. So poor Sparkles, she is in for a treat. Alright. There's the prison. Janes, you are the captor. And I think we'll have time to bring her back. Yeah. I'm not sure that an old lady kidney or lung is going to be particularly useful, but luckily in this game, organs don't age the way they would in real life. Oh, and also James is malnourished from being out here and constructing so long, so it's good that we're sending him home. Tony is cranking through all that marble. Lovely. Now I'm still thinking about digging through here more to try to find a good source of uranium. I know that is 2 goals of mine. The organ harvesting and the ancient danger are also goals of mine. I am not looking good on time here. To be bluntly honest, I was hoping to get the ancient danger open, but there was a lot of work, and this ancient danger is really far from my base. So I'm not exactly sure I can pop it open, but that doesn't mean I didn't work towards it. I really did, like full time. It's just more effort than I thought was necessary. Alright, so you're probably bleeding out in, I'm guessing, 10 hours? 14. Oh, I have a little bit more time than I thought. Hey, Tony, let's tend to Sparkles. And is that all she needed? She was just cut once? Oh, yeah, she had a left leg cut. All right, harvest right kidney and right lung and use herbal. Stormy has a inspired surgery, so I'm going to use it. Despite the fact that Stormy... No, Stormy actually has a really good medicine skill. Sorry, Sparkles. I really, really do apologize. They voted for it, not I. I did not want to take your organs here. The viewers wanted me to steal your organs. So I am not to blame. Alright, no longer inspired. Let's see, Tony. I guess, Stormy, you should go to sleep. Has dementia, cataracts, bad back, artery blockage, and yeah, I mean, wow. If there was ever a perfect organ donor, I believe we've just found her. Aggro, what's your... No. Boo, boo, boo. No. I said no so hard, I changed languages. Alright, let's get the deep drill going. Once we get a portion of plasteel, we'll be able to make that bionic leg. Hey, aggro. We need 2 full minings of that. Looks like the granite is getting built, which is great. How much more granite do we need? We need 0, 5, 6, maybe 6 more pieces of granite. We have 20, so that will be enough. I should just have him prioritize mining, but I only really want 2 things of plasteel. He just keeps... I'm just gonna keep sending him there. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just properly tell him to mine first. Yep, but then he's mining somewhere else. Alright, so Tony's doing the last surgery. She leveled up in medical. Prisoner. Release. The worry is, I don't want her joining me. So maybe not prisoner release. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to reduce resistance and then, like, sell her to someone. Dark, but functional. Okay, I need 2 portions of the plasteel. There we go. Now I can tell him to fabricate. If I move the bill for the bionic leg... Oh, it's already high. There we go. Now we're actually doing a bionic leg. Taking a look at everyone's health here real quick. Jane's has a prosthetic leg, and Kazumi has a prosthetic leg. So they will be the first recipients of said bionics. But I am just about out of time, guys. So I am very sorry that I didn't get more of my goals done. I suppose I did get the goal of backup organs. So at least one goal got checked off the list. The Ancient Danger is really, really, really close. I made a lot of good progress this episode. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, drop me a line. Thank you all to whom voted for the goals. And I'll have to catch you all next time. Adios.